Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.Eliances.com. Now, back to our super host, David Cogan, founder of Eliances.
Thank you again, Money Radio. That's right. This is David Cogan with Eliances Heroes. And as you know, this show is all about today's heroes, those that are making an impact, those that are starting companies, those that are expanding their companies. And we just had the star of the hit reality TV show, Storage Wars, Dan Dotson, the auctioneer, on the show. And our next hero today, unbelievable. You see, she was the finalist for the Pillsbury contest. She's appeared on the Food Network, and she is the creator of these unique and amazing cookies. Tina Bennett with VanillaSwirl.com. Now, Tina, I'm going to call you Cookie because I remember that best. And everybody associates you with cookies because I've seen a lot of cookies in my time. But let me describe to our audience, our listeners, your cookies. I can tell you that your cookies, one, they're pretty heavy. They're good. They're dense. Yes. And they're about 2 by 2 inches, give or take. Is that correct? Okay. Yes. All right, so far. But the thing that throws me off with your cookies is that they're square. Now, I'm not used to square cookies. So first and most important question is why are your cookies square?
Because they're different, and exactly the reason you just described it. You think outside of the box when there's something to do with my cookies. So it's a different way of thinking.
And you could reach Cookie by going to VanillaSwirl.com, or you can go to Eliances.com, where we'll also have her contact information. And what is so special, different though, besides, this is important, besides the point that they're square, what's so unique about these Vanilla Swirl cookies?
I use all organic ingredients to include the flour, sugar, and brown eggs, and there is half of the sugar that there would normally be in a regular cookie because because everybody is all about being healthy, and we try to take some of that out but still give you the goodness of the cookie.
Now, what's amazing, though, is that these cookies, correct me, but you can also put company logos on there.
Correct.
What about for birthday parties? You could put people's pictures on there, the birthday person's picture on there. Do you get a lot of these requests?
I do. Actually, recently we've had quite a few of the logo cookies go out, and we have people are getting more creative for birthdays with the pictures on them, things like that. We also put letters on them. I can do different flavor combinations. Some people are choosing a different flavor on top, a different flavor on bottom, and just really having some fun with it.
Now, you could reach, again, Cookie by going to VanillaSwirl.com or Eliances.com. Now, you're an executive pastry chef. You've been in major competitions like Pillsbury. You've been on the Food Network show. What is it like to be under that pressure, to have to create something amazing in a specific designated time?
Actually, that's where I work the very best at anything I do, is under the most pressure, the most stress, because I focus so much on what I'm doing that, for example, we had a competition that I won in New York that I drew the cake up over the cake design over a course of 2 weeks and put everything together. The night before at 10:30, before we had to be there at 6 a.m., I changed the complete design of everything. I scrapped the whole design and I built it that night and we won. So.
What's going through your head, though, while you're trying to do this? Because every business, people may think, oh, you know what, there's not a whole lot of pressure, perhaps baking, cooking, and all that. But there is a lot of pressure.
There's a lot of pressure.
What's going through your mind of, I've got to get this done in a period of time?
It's where your creative part of who you are takes over, I think, more than anything, and you get to see what the final result is, and so you have a vision. Each competition that I've been in had a theme to it, so you had that in the back of your head. So it is stressful for most, but for me, that was really when I shine, is when I'm in the middle of putting something together that's just, it has to be perfect.
Amazing. Now, you're also very involved with Eliances, the place where entrepreneurs align. In fact, you're a member of Eliances, you're chair of the Experiencers Committee. You're working with many people that are part of Eliances and that with your business. But share with our audience, our listeners, what really it's meant for you to be part of the Eliances community, the place where entrepreneurs align.
I have been with Eliances for a year and a half, and I started as a director of marketing for a financial firm. And because I bring cookies with me at every event and every meeting and everything I go to, with the encouragement of all of our members and specific people throughout our organization, I have relaunched Vanilla Swirl here in Arizona, whereas I had it in New York for 10 years. And I have currently 14 people within the Eliances community that are either they're either my attorney or all sorts of different people. They're wonderful.
In a variety of positions, including
Correct.
one of the top executive positions at your company.
My CEO is part of I've met 3 Eliances. Correct.
And where did you meet your CEO?
At the Eliances Roundtable, weekly roundtable.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And you're listening to Eliances Heroes, Money Radio, AM 1510 and FM 99.3. Are you a hero in business? Go to Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com. And we're talking with the founder of Vanilla Swirl.com, the most amazing, the most unique cookies. But who is the greatest inspiration in your life? What inspires you?
My son. I have a 26-year-old blind autistic son who will never be able to work a full-time job and will never be able to support himself. So my goal behind building Vanilla Swirl to make it something that he will be able to in his future that will take care of him. So
amazing.
It's a big part of my life.
And you were known as the chief cakeologist in New York.
Yes.
Then you come to Arizona. You start all over. You create a new business all over again here with cookies and bless us with these cookies, which is absolutely amazing. What was the first thing, though, that you ever cooked, and who taught you how to do what you're doing? Where did you learn all this?
When I was 3 years old, my grandmother was a chef, and she worked for Xerox in the kitchen, and one of my very favorite things to do was to sit on the stool and watch her bake. And so they would give me flour and dough and just let me loose, and the kitchen was covered with flour, but I absolutely loved what I did. So I started, the base of my recipes started from my grandma, and then I just built off of them and changed flavors and things like that as I got older.
And again, we're talking to the founder of Vanilla Swirl. You can go to VanillaSwirl.com or Eliances.com. But also, too, is that in Scottsdale, we're in Scottsdale, Arizona right now, and there's a ton of golf courses and stuff. What does golf have to do with you?
I started my life very, very young as a golfer and wound up, I currently have a 7 handicap, and I still play at least 2 times a week. And my whole life has been about golf and baking.
That is absolutely amazing. And I know, too, is you're also involved in the community in the way of fundraising. You do a variety of fundraising. Tell us perhaps 1 or 2 events that you helped produce that involved a very good cause that was close to you. Because it's all about building the community, not just at your work, but Correct. What you're also doing is outside of work.
One of the biggest events that we just finished in April was the Leader Dogs for the Blind, and which is actually headed up by another Eliances member, and we had a golf tournament at Troon Golf Course, and the money goes to help a blind person get a dog. It costs $40,000 for 1 dog for a blind person to have as their seeing eye dog, and that was what the entire event was about. So it was really, really, really great. We had a blast.
Let's go back to cookies, because that's on my mind, and I cannot get cookies out of my mind here. And I think what people don't understand is how much work goes into it. Each one of these cookies is handmade. Is that correct?
Correct. Absolutely.
And you make how many? I mean, you made thousands of these cookies.
Yes.
Each one by hand.
Yes. I hand roll. The dough is made by hand. I hand roll everything. They are all hand cut, baked, hand filled, and hand dipped and decorated. So yes, all the way.
And real quick, because we've got a little less than a minute left and stuff, is that you use special ingredients, you were saying, because of the way in which they're made and stuff.
Correct.
What's the specific part of that?
The reason I cannot use, for example, a store-bought flour, and I have to use organic flour, because I've worked with this for so many years that at the end of the day, if I use a flour that is not organic, my hands are actually burned. They actually are red and burned at the end of the night. So I cannot use regular flour.
Scary.
Yeah,
Scary stuff.
For sure.
Well, amazing what you're doing. and anyone that can make someone smile, not only crafting an amazing cookie, but one who genuinely cares about how it's made, what's in it, and how it presents, the impact it has on others, and the master creator of that, Tina Bennett, is certainly a hero. And when we return, we're going to have the CEO of NYPD Pizza, followed up with Technista. She graduated with her master's degree at the age of 21. Eliances.